Well, hello and welcome back to the Hubbard Family History covering the Hubbard clan of Clay County, Kentucky. Hey, and while you're thinking about what we're talking about, hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're up to about 26, I think, now, so we're growing almost exponentially if the exponent is pretty small. No, we don't sell merchandise on here. We don't not trying to make money off of it. We're just trying to present a record of the Hubbard family history from about 800 or so in the Viking days to current day of 2024, 1,200 years of Hubbard family. Well, we've gone over about 1,100 years of Hubbard family history, and believe me, there's still plenty to talk about. This week's video covers some of the other branches of the family. We will discuss Papa Joe Hubbard's grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, and well, you get the picture. Also, we want to look at Mama Hubbard's side of the family as well. We might get to it next week, but it'll probably be the week after. So we got lots and lots to cover. I feel we're barely started, and we've been going now for about 3.5 months. And I figured at the beginning it may take as long as 6 months to do this, or maybe longer. But as we talked about before, our grandfather, Joe Hubbard, was born in 1905, and died in 1968. He was the son of Noah Hubbard, who lived from 1877 to 1910, and Sally Laws, who lived from 1878 to 1950, both of Clay County, Kentucky. Noah was the son, as we've talked about, of Squire Hubbard, who lived from 1849 to 1918, and Zilphia Ann Smith, who lived from 1845 to 1913, both of them from Clay County. Sally Law's father was Job Laws of Clay County. He lived from 1851 to 1932. And Julie Luster, who was born 1846 and died 1930, and she was from Clay County. Unfortunately, that's as far back as I can go on Job Laws. Don't have any more records on him, so if anybody out there has got something, let me know. Squire, as we know, was the son of Bartman Hubbard, who lived from 1814 to 1880, and Sarah Everso, who lived from 1820 to 1928, 108 years old, if the records are accurate there. And both of them are from Clay County. Bartman Hubbard, as we know, was the son of Benjamin Hubbard, who lived from 1768 to 1824, and he was from Pittsylvania, Virginia, and Sarah May, who lived from 1772 to 1860, and she was from North Carolina. Sarah Everso, as we talked about her a minute ago, was the daughter of Peter Everso, who lived from 1785 to 1858, and he's from Ash, North Carolina, and Margaret Peggy Mays, who lived from 1794 to 1857, and she was from Tennessee. Now we go back to Zilphia Ann Smith. Her father was Paul Smith, born in 1799, died in 1855, and they were from Ash, North Carolina, and Elizabeth Stewart, who lived from 1800 to 1879, and she was from Burke County, North Carolina. Now, Paul Smith was the son of William Smith, and I got a kind of a drawing there of him on the screen, who lived from 1779 to 1818, and Nettie Easton of Granville, both of them were from Granville, North Carolina. Elizabeth Stewart was born to Daniel Stewart, who lived 1785 to 1858, of Burke County, North Carolina. Sadly, we have no information, no record on her mother. Julie Luster, our great-great-grandmother, was the daughter of Henry Luster, who lived from 1822 to 1860. He was from Lee, Virginia. And Mary Ann Cadle, from 1819 to 1920, so another 100-year-old grandmother in their line there from Claiborne County, Tennessee. And just as a side note, Henry was a volunteer in the Mexican-American War, which, as we know, was made famous by the Alamo. And I'm not saying that Henry was there, but he was a volunteer in the who fought in the Mexican-American War. Henry Luster was the son of William Luster, lived from 1787 to 1843 in Virginia, and we have there on the screen a picture of where he was buried in Tennessee. And his wife was Catherine Young of Greene County, Tennessee. We unfortunately do not have a record of Mary Ann Cadle's father, but her mother was Patsy Bray, who lived from 1766 to 1850 in Claiborne County, Tennessee. So this covers the information on both sides of Papa Hubbard up to our great-great-great-great-grandparents. I think I got the greats right. And next week's plan, we still have some more information to go on, some more generations with some of those. And we'll try to finish that up and maybe get into the Mama Hubbard, who was a Gray, get into her side. But excited about our sponsor this week. Y'all recently went back to Clay County up in the head of Gum Gap, where lived there for a few years, and you know, I looked over in this old holler over there where he used to play, and that thing used to be filled with leaves. It was just kind of a depression there, and it would be filled with leaves, and man, I just remember just really you know, having a good time jumping and frolicking in those leaves. So this week's sponsor promises, you know, to bring some of that back if you're a place where you can't do that. So please watch their message here.
How many times has this happened to you? You live in an area with few or no trees. You miss those carefree days when you could frolic in the piles of leaves of your childhood home. But you moved away to avoid allergies and hay fever. Well, now you can bring back those days of leaping into piles of leaves and having your dog run through the leaves. At Leaf Leavers, we leave leaves. That's all we do. We have in stock many of the most popular leaves around. Located in southeast Kentucky, we have access to leaves, and more leaves. We ship nationwide. We can even do custom orders so you can enjoy seeing the leaves change colors. Just like you were in the forests. What are you waiting for? Get your leaves today. Our operators are standing by. Leaf Leavers, don't leave your leaves behind in your childhood. We are ready to believe you.
Well, hopefully you discovered some new and interesting information about your ancestors or our ancestors in next week's video, and I hope you share it with others. I want to point out the Clay County Historical Society. I just watched the video they made the other day about the beginnings of Clay County, and you know, they talked about it like I did, you know, that salt was the main driving force behind the founding and settlement of Clay County. Pretty good video, so if you want to check it out, I'll put a link to the video below. So next week, good Lord willing, plan to continue covering some more of the branches that came together to generate the Hubbard family that we know today. So tune in for that same Hubbard time and the same Hubbard channel. And until then, dear friends, share us on Facebook. Stay safe, stay well, but whatever you do, stay Hubbard. Peace out.